lease management systems are incredibly important for real estate professionals of all sorts to understand the details of their lease agreements, right? So different lease management systems exist for different participants in the real estate ecosystem, whether you're kind of like a landlord, whether you're a large-scale tenant, maybe whether you're a lender, you can use all sorts of different systems to track all the different lease commitments that you've lived up to. And one thing that's really cool about lease management systems is not only do they have the underlying lease and all the amendments and related agreements on them ideally tracked in one place, and maybe financial models that drive off of those leases, but often they'll actually have underlying granular details of the leases themselves put in there. And sort of the lease abstract data points will be in the lease management system. Problem is, how do you get those data points into the system? And so a lot of the time you got people doing that work, like abstraction companies doing that work, and that's super time consuming and expensive. Embeddable contracts AI can enable you to capture a lot of those data points automatically using artificial intelligence and pass them into a lease management system automatically. That's really useful when you're trying to load a lease management system, either because you've gotten a new system or because you've gotten a new property. But it can also be useful if some question comes up along the way that you didn't think about in the first place. So for example, it's like early 2020, and all of a sudden everybody feels like knowing about, can you get out of your leases? If you're the landlord, ideally the answer is no. If you're the tenant, you'd love it if you were able to get out of your leases, but that's not the way commercial leases work. And so what embeddable contracts AI can enable you to do is find that data in leases really, really, really much more quickly than humans can. Often you may need a human to help sort of supplement those materials, but the AI can get you a good portion of the way quite quickly, and then pass it into a lease management system via API. So useful in that way.